In Genesis 1:29, God said, I have given you every herb that bears a seed, and this shall be his meat. So, and I feel like where we went wrong in the Bible, we started to consume from the tree of the dead, which is flesh. And that put us in this flesh-like state. It was a battle between the flesh. Now, okay. Mhm. But where we went wrong, we ate the wrong fruit. And people, I feel like people make metaphors and they say it's allegory or whatever. But I think it's literal. Like we literally started consuming meat, which is a tree. Because remember when I told you, we are all like the likeness of trees. You understand? So this is why the Messiah said it. A good tree cannot produce bad fruit. A bad tree cannot produce good fruit. Any bad tree is cut off and tossed into the fire. And when he made that reference, I believe that he was referring to us, because even women have the characteristics of soil, right? Women, y'all love to stay grounded. Y'all love comfort, and y'all love stability, just like soil, right? Just like Mother Earth. Men, however, we love to grow, we love to expand, and we love to explore, like a seed. So if you take that seed, which is man, and you put it in the soil, which is woman, mixed with the Father, who is the Son, you create life. So I have a different viewpoints on like what the Bible is really trying to tell us. And when I said like we are all trees, even our feet are literally resemble roots. Our Achilles heel resembles a stump, and our veins resemble vines. And if you take a feather, the feathers on a bird, and you take a leaf, that's the same thing. If you look close, you see what I'm saying? So it's like the Bible is really telling us like everything that is according to nature and how it coincides with the Bible, because everything is nature. So what do you think about that? Does it make sense though? Because it usually the truth will make sense, but usually a lie won't make any sense. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I believe happened. And then we started consuming flesh, and then time went on, and then we started to have knowledge, because it's knowledge in food. So, and I was talking to somebody about the book of life, right? So if you consume certain foods, you will have knowledge based off what you consumed. So if you drink alcohol, you have knowledge of whatever you consume. If you eat fruit, you have knowledge of whatever you consume. This is why we're at that level of intellect where we're able to create things such as technology. It's because primarily from the beginning, we had a plant-based diet. And then we started to consume meat, and that gave us knowledge of violence, sexual immorality, all of these different things, because whatever we consumed gave us that knowledge. So if you want your name written in the book of life, you have to consume life. You have to eat from the tree of life, which is plants. You understand? Does that make sense? Fruit, vegetables, every herb that bears a seed. So if you consume of these things, it will be easy for you to be humble. It will be easy for you to battle the flesh. It will be easy for you to naturally be good to people, to love thy neighbor as thyself. But because you consume flesh, you're battling the flesh. And now we have to create a book so you guys can get back on that path. That's what I believe. Uh-huh. In some way, shape, form, or fashion. Yeah, I do. The same way a seed leads and goes up and grows and yeah, expands and explores. Yeah. I would just ask you why. No, when you say called to lead or made to lead, because I thought you said made to lead. Called, yeah, that's no. I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one then. Hmm. Yeah, I know some that do that. Yeah, I agree. So, which point are you trying to make? Is the abuse, did it occur during the marriage when they got married, or was it before that? Um, I mean, what I believe is God gives you enough sense to have sense, you know, because if you allow yourself, and how do you define abuse? Is it verbal abuse? Is it physical abuse? And what type of abuse are you referring to? If it's financial, um, the Bible says in sickness and in health, and you know what I'm saying, like richer or for poor. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if you're getting abused financially, your concern is not mainly the marriage, but it's the finances. So you probably got married for finances. Uh huh. Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, he was basically a evil ruler. Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, I would agree with that. Hmm. Even the word even the word Egypt means house of bondage. So yeah, that could be a form of bondage. Yeah, I would agree with that. Hmm. But if somebody, and I feel like the Bible primarily is going to give you common sense. You feel me? So if somebody's physically harming you, you know, where that could affect you being here, you should, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really don't need God to tell you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to leave because you're being abused. Now, if it's financial, there's ways around that. You feel what I'm saying? If it's verbal, there's ways around that. But if it's physical, it's going to end physical. So you have to have the same. You have to have that to enough sense to have common sense and be like, you know what? If I continue this, it's not going to end well. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. 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 In the Bible, if the Bible also says, the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of God. So if a man is showing his wrath to a woman, he's not moving according to God's rules. So therefore, the relationship is not a Christian relationship because he's not moving according to God. So you shouldn't be putting your hands on anyone just because God said the wrath of man is not the righteousness of God. The first thing before they get married, they have to be on the same accord, not just through communication. They both have to have pure temples. They both have to be pure in spirit, pure in mind, and that's primarily based off what they're putting in their body because that's going to impact their decisions in that relationship. So they have to be both pure and holy. The second thing is, I feel like a man's role first in any relationship or any marriage is to be a protector. He has to be willing to protect his wife and his children from danger, anything that happens. He has to be willing to help. He has to be willing to make sure and to be willing to sacrifice himself so that they can live if need be. The second